Okay, so by the time this comes out, the first 4 episodes of Attack on Titan Season 4 comes out, and let me just say, oh my god, what a ride we are in for. The best part so far is in episode 1, where the Titans were being airdropped from a plane, and all I can think about was freaking Fortnite Battle Royale and Tilted Towers. So while I was watching Attack on Titan, I realized something. Another anime is coming out in 2 days from the time of recording, which is ReZero Part 2 of Season 2 or Season 3 if you have the synapses. I totally forgot what happened in Season 2 because it's been like 3 months. I don't know. My time frame is really bad right now. So I'm going to try and make a guide on everything that happened in ReZero Season 2. This is literally meant for me to understand what happens. So let's just jump into it. Okay, starting up at episode 1, let's see, I think Subaru and Amelia are just talking and stuff, and then he brings up about liking her and like Rem liking freaking Subaru, and then this amazing clip of the freaking Amelia going like, "Who's Rem?" So after that whole ordeal, we jump cut to another place. Let's see, I'm reading my OneNotes right now. Basically, everyone going towards town delivering the whale gets chopped off. And let's see, I think Rem dies on the inside, and Kirshid, or whatever the night girl is, she just dies on the outside. Subaru tries to kill himself. Mark this down as the first steps. I think there's like 6 steps in total this season. So there's that, but turns out he's not a pro gamer and doesn't make multiple save files, and he messed up and auto-saved to the last checkpoint where he couldn't reach Rem in time. Some business things happened down between freaking night girl with green hair, tomboy cat, freaking old man butler, and Amelia team. Honestly don't remember what happened, to be honest, so let's skip that. And then at the end of the thing, he's like crying to himself in front of Rem, saying like, "I'll make a promise, I'll get you back, sir or ma'am." And that's the end of episode 1. Episode 2, they take the Oregon Trail back to the Roswell Mansion with Rem inside the little cart thing. They arrive back to the village only to find half of the other population not there. So if you recall in season 1, they split up the town folks in 2 separate batches, one going to the mysterious sanctuary and the other one's going with Subaru, I'm pretty sure. From there, Amelia, Subaru, and dead Rem, along with Otto, goes towards the mansion, and then they meet up with the epic maid we haven't met before, Frederica. After that whole ordeal, Carman goes towards Beatrice about Roswell and some stuff about the past we don't know. The 400-year-old lolly was not helpful in my opinion, freaking telling Subaru to go to the sanctuary where all his questions can be answered, and they did just that, taking only Amelia and himself, leaving Rem behind, going towards this mysterious place to get hit by this weird spiritual thing from the crystal that Frederica gave to them. Subaru gets sent to the forest and sees girl, chases after her and sees Temple and goes inside and gets sent to Windows XP background and meets Witch of Greed. Subaru meets with Sonic's red friend, Knuckles, and had a tea party with them. They talk about some stuff like witches and how he has been chosen to be the next Witch of Sloth, whatever, I don't know, some like dwelling stuff. Once Witch gives him the answer that he's in the sanctuary, he leaves a true Chad. Before he leaves, Knuckles gives him a gift to enter back and do the trial. He exits and finds himself in the sanctuary where we meet our favorite lasagna-loving cat, Garfield. After some cat fight, they go ahead and meet Roswell, where he is injured for some unknown reason. So they find out that this witch graveyard, made by
Echidna,
also known as the Sanctuary. They also find out that mixed blood can't leave. Only people who can do the trial may break the barrier, and only Amelia, as far as we know, can do it. She does the trial at night, the light inside goes out, Subaru goes in, and the light goes brrrr, and he collapses. Freaking Subaru wakes up from a bed and gets arm wrestled by a buff-ass man. After that host scuffle, they go ahead and eat breakfast, and then, you know, we finally slowly understand what's happening. We're sent into a trial that happens to be about his past life in the other world, or the older world, where we see his dad and mom for the first time. After that, they do some good old father-son bonding on what looks like that Planet Act story like backgrounds. From there on, they just talk about more of the lore about why Subaru hates life back in the old days. He goes to school finally in 3 months. Damn, I wish my parents were that lenient. And then he goes off and says his goodbyes to his mom, and then that's where he meets the freaking witch girl in the school uniform. So moving on to episode 5, this is a doozy boy, looks like. He passes a trial. Echidna says there are 3 trials and this is the first one he passed. He wakes up in the same place as before and he sees Amelia crying like a little girl. So new Lolly enters the scene while freaking Otto and other people were discussing about the amazing plan of leaving. Her name is Ruse Brinma apparently, or Brinma, I don't know. She's like the representative of the community. And she spits some facts at them saying that if mixed bloods try to leave, their body and souls get separated. Subaru and Roswell start talking afterwards, and after 4-wheel drive man starts roasting his ass for not telling Amelia about the cult. Roswell reviews that he was the mastermind behind everything, the witch cult and stuff like that. Who would have known? God damn. After Subaru starts simping for Amelia, Roswell starts spitting facts and logic like Ben Shapiro and made him shut up for a few seconds, and that's the end of that conversation. While the villagers are getting ready to leave after some negotiations between, I think, Otto and like the Resistance, Subaru tells Ram that he's suspect of freaking Federica, and Ram tells him to go to Beatrice and tell her Roswell said to ask the question. And after traveling back to the mansion, he finds no one there, so he gets spooked and starts running around, only for his stomach to be cut up from Elsa. You know Elsa? Remember her? So here we are at episode 6, almost at the halfway point. So it's his second death. Amazing, right? After the whole confusion, he tells people that he can pass the test. He suggests that he's going to do the remainder of the trial because he sims, it backfires. So change of plans this time. He wants the villagers to leave early, but that doesn't happen, so he and Ram just leaves instead. After doing some talking, they meet Elsa and an epic fight breaks out. They try to rescue Ram and Beatrice, ends in failure as everyone dies and Subaru gets saved by Beatrice last minute. Okay, episode 7. Right after being saved by Beatrice, he starts roasting her for not saving everyone else. Turns out, she has a gospel book, you know the thing that the stupid crazy archbishop had? Yeah, she has one of those too. And we also found out she's like religious for some reason, and then he dies. So after his third death, he follows Garfield to some field where the old lady Ruse Brimier talks to Subaru about some important info. He gets attacked by Garfield after telling him that he wants to do the trial. This backfires because he smells like the witch, and then, you know, Garfield is like a cat, so he can pick up the scent of a, you know, of a witch. After some time being trapped in a freaking underground like sex dungeon, Otto finds him and tells us that Amelia is still doing the trial again, and some bro bonding happened, and that's it. Okay, episode 8. Instead of trying to escape with Otto immediately, they went to Roswell for no damn reason, but okay, whatever. There he talks to Roswell about Beatrice being in the cult, and then after the whole talking and stuff, Roswell tells Subaru to say this to her: I am the one. After like that 20-minute talk with Roswell and a gang tea and biscuits, they decide to finally leave, only for freaking Garfield to notice and catch up with them. Garfield, staying true to his name, turns full cat and starts catching the villagers and eating them up. He passes out only to find himself inside a sanctuary again, but you know, winter edition because there's snow. He sees these little cute rabbits and that's how he dies. Death number 4, boys. And bam, he entered the witch tea party again. So episode 9 is what we're on currently. The first question Subaru asks towards Echidna was about the great rabbits. Turns out she doesn't have a response to that, but amazing convenient plot point. She's able to swap places with other witches in this Windows XP like background area. So Daphne the Witch of Glutton, which was the one we're supposed to meet, didn't come out apparently. It was his tan lolly instead. So this tan lolly was the Witch of Pride.
Typhon.
They shake hands and he gets his arm ripped off. Great first impressions. The next one who came out is this like wannabe idol who punches Subaru to fix him. The Witch of Wrath.
Minerva.
After that, we meet the final witch, Daphne, another lolly who's in this weird spider thing. There he confronts her and she gives the answer to his question. To kill all the stupid little bunnies, you must gather a large amount of mana into this one singular spot and just like kapow them like a freaking missile or like a thermonuclear bomb, and boom, they're all dead. We also talk about something about hunger and stuff, but we don't care about that. So after that whole exchange, Subaru makes a promise to rely on Echidna more next time, and in return, she wants the little cloth thing that Petra wrapped around his hand, and he wakes up. But oh shit, he doesn't see Amelia around him. So he goes outside and sees this freaking black mist, which Envy has entered the battle. And freaking Garfield saves him and she starts heading towards the mansion. That's the end of episode 9. And on to the next one. Okay, episode 10. We're going to start speedrunning this thing. Subaru and Garfield are running away from the black fog thing and find out that everyone has died besides some clone lollies dressed in white. Turns out those little white lollies can actually do some damage and they basically blow up on impact, and also Garfield dies, so rip him. After all of that, Subaru gets swallowed in by the black void. And he stabs himself with a handkerchief, I think, or he had a heart attack, I don't know, and then boom, dead. That's the 5th death. Next morning, he writes a note to Amelia telling he's going back to the mansion. This is kinda important for later on, don't worry about it. Some confronting between Garfield and Subaru, he spits some facts and yada yada yada, and then boom, we arrive to freaking the mansion. Okay, episode 11, here we go. Subaru confronts Beatrice about the book, saying it's useless, takes the book away, only find nothing in the pages, it's been empty for years, dang, she's a sociopath. Turns out Beatrice is actually a contract spirit with Acadina and told her to wait until the special person comes into the library. Elsa enters the library after some heartfelt talk, escapes, head towards village cause they might be in danger. Lolly blue hair girl from season 1, Melee, is actually a beast user and enters the scenes. Elsa kills Beatrice with a nice stab from the back, and here comes the death 6 of Subaru. Ha, psych, never mind, he gets sent back to the sanctuary thanks to Beatrice, maybe. It's snowing like last time and we meet up with Amelia. She's gone crazy for some god knows reason, and it turns out she didn't get the letter. That's the reason why she went crazy. After Amelia confessing her love to Subaru, he was like, nah bro, you ain't real, you a thought. And then he runs away, and he went ahead and talked to Roswell, cause he thinks he knows what is happening. Out of nowhere from the corner left view, both Ram and Garfield die from Roswell with a nice hand jab through the freaking heart. And Roswell also knows that this isn't the first time Subaru experienced someone dying. Wow. He knows everything, and then he whips out the gospel. It's actually called a Tomb of Wisdom apparently. We then learn about Roswell's amazing plan that everything he has done up until now was for his own wish, such as making Amelia unstable, and the world comes to an end as the snow is attracting the rabbits and no one can leave, sadly. Roswell then dies, and before he does, he tells Subaru that his ultimate plan is to make Subaru like him. Subaru heads back to Amelia, gets slapped pillow and kisses as he dies, 6th death, epic, and now we're on episode 12. After doing the same quest over and over again, he heads to the trial place to ask for help from Acadina. He then passes out only to hear the word behold, an unthinkable presence echoing in his head. All these cutscenes were being shown to Subaru are like the aftermath of when he died. So after that whole ordeal, freaking Rem comes out of nowhere, and after some calm, soothing encouragement from Rem and some venting, he realized Rem is a filthy fake and starts speaking some straight facts at that imposter. Turns out it was
Carmilla,
the Witch of Lust, obviously, you dum-dum. While spazzing on the Witch of Lust, he entered the Witch Tea Party again, where Acadina explained to Subaru that the things he saw can only be confirmed by the Witch of Envy, so we don't know if it's real or not. We then understand why Acadina wanted to help Subaru. It's because she wanted to form a contract with him, like a legal contract. Witcher Raph, Idol Girl, enters the scene to tell Subaru that Acadina was hiding something about the contract. We don't really care about that, but basically Acadina wants Subaru to do all the routes first before choosing the right one, so we just gloss over that. And with the closing of this episode, we see the Witch of Envy entering the scene with the dark clouds surrounding the area. Okay, episode 13. Witch of Envy starts seeing some cryptic things towards Subaru, and then he goes to ballistic. And after some kerfuffle between all the witches, Subaru starts breaking down. In a span of like 10 seconds, this turned into like an intervention, like Alcoholics Anonymous, where everyone's telling Subaru to love himself more. So after Subaru being sent to the void, he gets some like bad encouragement vibes, and then a ray of light hits him, and then boom, he's been pulled out, and he finally admits that he doesn't want to die and gets revived by a strong headbutt. He questions everyone why they helped him out after crying for a few minutes, and after getting all the answer, he still denies Acadina with the contract, but he does thank the witches for helping him. The world around him starts to collapse, and he promised the Witch of Envy he's going to save her and exit the realm. He tries to enter the realm but gets denied, so he heads towards Roswell. Some grown-up shit happened between Roswell and Subaru, but overall, the thing I took away from that was disappointed Roswell about Subaru not finding his resolve. We then get to learn that the assassins were sent by him so it can sharpen Subaru's resolve. making him pick one or the other. After running around the forest, he meets Otto where he knocks some sense into him and tells Subaru to stop trying to be tough in front of his friends. And just like that, it ends on a cliffhanger, waiting for season 2 part 2 or season 3, however you look at it. So we're gonna wrap things up here. I do not know how long this video is gonna be. So future me, if you don't understand anything, just blame past me. If you're new here, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Also, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and write a comment. I might respond to it. I probably will. But with that out of the way, I'll see you all later.